think today we're going to try to pay a little bit of attention to this neglected fella. It's been working a little bit harder trying to start up lately, so I think it just is looking for a general tune-up. I want to pull the plugs, see what they look like. I also think the carburetor is all gummed up with crud. So I want to pull the carb apart a little bit and see if I can't run some cleaner through there and maybe help this thing run a little bit better. Anytime I put it under load, like when I'm towing something or even just driving along, it has a tendency to puff quite a bit of black smoke, which tells me that there might be something going on with the mixture. It may be running a little bit rich. Perhaps the carb is sticking. Anyways, it does have fresh oil in it because I'm trying to recall now. I think it was just before winter that I did an oil change, and I've got a larger capacity filter on there. So it can't be hurting much, but it'll also be nice to take out all the mouse nests that always develop inside these things. So let's get to tearing it apart. Well, now we got the lid off, and it looks like there's a little bit of buildup, more so on this cylinder than the other one, so that would make me believe that maybe there's a bit of a leak on the cylinder head here. So I'm gonna have to check the torque on that just to see, out of my own curiosity. Anything else that I noticed was kind of goofy. This plug wire has a bit of an indentation from where it was passing through the shield, so maybe there's an issue with the plug wire there on the coil, but yeah, a bit of a split on this wire too. Maybe I'm starting to lose the effectiveness of some of these spark, but I'm gonna pull the plugs out and have a look at what they're showing. Got this pushed outside. I think we're ready to do a test fire. I've filled this main fuel line with brake clean to try to help clean out the carburetor. I checked the head bolts. I checked the valve retaining bolts. Sorry, the rocker stud bolts. I've kind of gone through it just to see if everything's still in check, because it didn't sound like it's been running right. The plugs, I cleaned them. I didn't replace them. Now with the brake clean and the carburetor, I'm wondering if that's going to help kind of flush out some stuff, so let's see if it's not going to start up. Alright, it's all back together. It's crazy how much this thing vibrates when it's running. I had put some hardware to hold the hood together, because if you didn't notice, it was all cracked and broken, so I kind of stitched it all together once upon a time, and I really don't care what it looks like because it works. And I'm just noticing now that some of the hardware is falling right off of this. I should have maybe used Loctite with how much vibration it sees, but that's quite alright. It's getting loose again. It still works. That's the main job. As long as it does what it's supposed to do, that's what I'm hoping for. The steering's been working awesome ever since the new front end. I've swapped that on, and so I mean, it just ran, but we could fire it up again. Well, it sounds like it's running a little healthier. It's not shooting as much black smoke when I kind of engage the drive as it was before. It's also been sitting for several months over the winter, so that might be part of it too. Maybe once I get a couple of really hot runs into it, cutting the lawn, you know, working it like it's meant to be, it might help clean some of the crap out of there too, and make it run a bit better. I have noticed there's quite a bit of sediment in the tank, and so far this season I've run, well, in the last couple weeks I've run a full tank through it. So it's got fresh fuel now that I just picked fuel up a couple weeks ago. So it's not really a fuel related issue. It could be filters and pickup and stuff in the tank. But one of these days I'll get around to it, and we'll add some more hardware to the hood and try to stiffen it up so it's not quite as rattly, and that's about all we can do. Just keep on motoring. It's looks like 509 hours on the clock right now. Well, it's not a new machine, but I intend to keep going with it because it works good. And with that rear end, it is like a new machine with the way that rear end is working now. You saw towing that gravel drag, that's working hard, but it keeps up. So anywho, have a nice morning, evening, afternoon, whatever the heck it might be, and maybe we'll see you guys around on the next one. Cheers.